today about talking with folks about you want the PhD but can't get out of your own way. And today's live stream comes from a conversation I've been having with prospective clients about their dissertation journey. And what I've come to understand very early from these conversations I've been having with folks is that a lot of times as doc students, we get in our own way, and the transformation that we seek is something that we can have if we just get it out of our head. And so in today's video, I want to talk about how you can begin to get out of your own way. And for those of you who are just tuning in and haven't had the chance to work with me or interact with me on social media, my name is Dr. Ramon Goings. I am founder of the Done Dissertation coaching program. Doctoral students in the social sciences turn to me to demystify the dissertation process. I help you finally start making progress on your dissertation, successfully defend your dissertation, and then help you transition to a postdoc or a faculty position. And so I'm looking forward to this conversation about helping you as the doc student get out of your own way. And I want to talk about three main reasons why and what I'm seeing from my interactions with clients, potential clients, and just conversations I've seen going on Facebook threads. You know, right now is the time of season where as doc students, you're starting to see some of your friends defend their dissertations. They're getting the doctorate, and you may be sitting there wondering, like, how are they getting their doctorate? And I'm still sitting around figuring out what am I going to do. And so in today's video, I want to give you some strategy and something to think about when you think about what can you do to finally get out of your own way so you can get to that PhD that you want and are holding on to so tight. And so the first thing I want to talk about is that I want to focus on your actual study. What I find is from a lot of folks, when you start to experience barriers with getting through the dissertation process, sometimes it's about the way you're approaching your study. And here, what I mean is that you have started to focus on all of the things for your dissertation. And because you're focused on everything, you do nothing well. And what this means is a lot of times I see this where you have multiple aims for your study. And in essence, each aim is its own separate study. And because of that, you have no sense of direction. And so it's hard for your dissertation chair to actually help and support you because you are all over the place. A lot of times I see this when I ask doc students, I go to conferences and I ask them, hey, what's your dissertation topic? If it takes you longer than like 20 seconds to tell someone what your dissertation topic is, it's probably not focused enough. And so let me give you an example. When folks ask me that, what did you focus on for your dissertation? And all I would say is that my dissertation focused on the academic and social experiences of high achieving Black men that attended a historically Black college or university, period. Short and simple, because what's going to happen after that, someone who's interested in your work is just going to ask you a question, right? So what do you mean by academic and social experiences? Well, how are you looking at that? It allows you to ask follow-up questions. But when you say I'm looking at, and you start going on with this long ramble, it's hard for folks to understand what you're trying to do. And so I find a lot of times you're getting in your own way because you're trying to be too ambitious with your study. And I'm all for, doing something new, doing something innovative, but focus on one thing versus 4 or 5 things. I think it will make your life a lot simpler. And I'm finding when I'm working with clients, the simpler and more focused and laser they are in the dissertation, the easier it is. But if you stay trying to do all the things, you will do nothing well. And what happens to you is that you will be in the same spot a year from now that you are today with no progress and no degree to show for it. And so I want to make sure that first we get our own way by picking and really honing in on our dissertation topic to make it more manageable. So that's one strategy that we can use, right? But a second one that you have to implement immediately with the dissertation process is the idea that you have to stop prioritizing everyone and everything over your dissertation. And again, I'm going to say that you have to stop prioritizing everything and everyone over your dissertation, because here's what happens. You get nothing done towards the dissertation. I found that over time working with folks who are busy, I know everyone has busy jobs, family, you maybe have children, spouse, taking care of a relative, or just on your own and trying to navigate being in a pandemic, right? So I get what's happening, but you have to really start thinking about figuring out how to prioritize your dissertation. This process can be done very quickly if you spend a laser focused amount of time really honing in on the dissertation. Again, I had clients that working with us and in 1 to 2 months finished, and particularly in 1 month, finished a dissertation chapter. And then in 2 to 3 months have finished either the proposal or have finished the final dissertation and ready for a defense. Like the transformation can happen for you very quickly. But what I found in the difference that separates the people who finish quickly from those who don't And for instance, let's take, for example, I finished my dissertation in 7 months, but I run into folks who haven't finished theirs in 7 years. And so the difference between someone who finishes their dissertation in 7 months and 7 years is the priority that they make the dissertation. And here's how it looks. You need to start having a strategic writing time. It needs to be consistent, because it's hard that if you write, let's say, on a Saturday, and then you stop writing, you got some good writing in on Saturday, you might do a lot of good writing on Sunday, but then you don't pick the document back up to the following Saturday, you're probably going to spend your first 30 minutes to possibly 90 minutes looking at the page, trying to figure out, I need to read some more so that I can feel more comfortable writing. And you lost 30 to 90 minutes of your time. And so this is something that you have to start thinking about. And I think when you start to prioritize the dissertation, it really starts to happen for you fast, and you start to make momentum on it. And I can recall with one of my clients before the pandemic, who was a school principal, and we would have sessions at their school, and we would go in, and literally what we did, they were writing chapter 2 on the literature review, and we literally went in, and on the chapter 2, we looked at what was going on with that, what did they need to do, and we mapped out all of the sections. And literally my client just picked a section that came easiest, they wrote it, and next thing you know, in 2 weeks, they had the whole lit review done, because they did a little bit every day consistently. And this was someone who was a school principal. And if you know anything about school principals, they are tied down with work. And so I know if she can do it, that you all can do it as well. So that is a second thing I need for us to think about when you're trying to get out of your own way, is that you have to stop letting everyone and everything take priority over the dissertation. Because if you put the dissertation first, it will get done, and then you will reclaim all of your time that you can spend with family, and reclaim all those tuition dollars that you've probably been throwing away for, if not semesters, probably years on years in, with no dissertation and no degree to show for it. So I definitely don't want that for you. And then the last piece that I find that is the reason why you can't get out of your own way is because you don't have a plan. Like, having a dissertation completion plan is essential to getting through the process. And without a plan, you have nothing. And I always find that folks plan for everything else in life. They plan to make sure that folks get to events on time. They make sure that they plan their vacation. So best believe, I know some of you folks have taken vacations like I did. We definitely planned for that vacation probably months in advance, got the plane ticket, got the new clothes for vacation, got the new hairdo, or got your fresh cut, whatever it is, right? You did all of those things to prepare for your trip. But why not take that same time to actually do the preparation for your dissertation? And if you find that you don't have a plan, it's important to put a plan in place right now. And I am streaming on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And Dr. Natasha Sanders says, facts, tuition dollars are being wasted. Such a great tip, a little every day, no plan. It's so crucial. Yeah, if you don't have a plan, you have nothing with this dissertation process. And I think it's just so important to have one in order to figure out how to get through the process. And I find that, like I said, we plan for everything. That vacation trip that you had planned, like I know I planned for my trip months in advance. Why are we thinking about that with the dissertation? The process doesn't have to be that long. Like, I literally wrote my dissertation in 7 months, from the start of writing August of 2014 to actually finishing the first complete draft of the dissertation in March of 2015. It doesn't take long. It just takes having a plan. And then the part about this, and this could be the fourth strategy that you need to do to get out of your own way, is that once you have your plan, you have to execute. If you don't execute, there is nothing that any coach can do for you. There is nothing that anyone can do for you. You have to execute the play. So we give you the plan. When you work with us in the Velocity Group Coaching Program, we give you the plan, we give you the strategy, but it's up to you as the student to then implement. And I think that is something that you have to consider in your own journey. But again, for those of you who have just tuned in, I just wanted to jump on quickly to talk about how you can get out of your own way. And there are 3 strategies, and actually a fourth that I gave, that are ways that you can get out of your own way to get through the dissertation process. The first is that with your actual study, you don't want it to do all the things. You actually want to focus and do one thing really well. There's no need to have a dissertation topic that's all over the place, having multiple aims that are unrelated. I'd rather you have one solid aim for your dissertation, focus on that, and then get through the process. And then once you defend, you can do all that great work with those extra projects. And what I find is that you're trying to do all the things in your dissertation, and because you're trying to do all the things, you end up doing nothing. And then when you do nothing, you just sit in the same place you were a year from now, which would be having no dissertation done, having no degree, not having that new job that you wanted, not getting that promotion, not being able to have that time back that you have sacrificed for your family. All of things make a difference. So one way you can get out of your own way is by focusing and not trying to do all the things, but do one thing really well. The second strategy that you can implement is not letting everyone and everything take priority over your dissertation. And again, I think this is so important because we plan for we plan for everybody else, and we prioritize for everybody else. I know I have a child, a 3-year-old, so I get it, right? We got to make sure our kids are straight, make sure our spouses are straight. But then by the time we get to it, the dissertation becomes, fifth on the list. And after the family, then it's probably work and then the dissertation. But if we bump that up and really have a conversation with family about what time you need to get through the dissertation, it can become so much easier to get done. And so this is something I think we really want to start thinking about as you're getting through the dissertation process, actually making the dissertation a priority. Once you make it a priority, you can finish the dissertation process in months. It does not take years. It could take a solid, if you're just starting out with just having your topic, and you're trying to write from chapter 1 through the end, it could legitimately, with considering IRB, take 1 year or less. Like, again, I see it happen. I've seen it in my own experience, and I've seen it from number of my clients, that the dissertation process doesn't have to take long, but it's because they made it a priority. And then third is that in order to get out of your own way to get the PhD, is that you have to have a plan. Without a plan, you have nothing involved. And so you need a plan in order to get through this dissertation process. If you don't have one, it's time that you start thinking about having one. And then lastly, we can help you do all of these things. But if you have your plan finally, but you don't execute, you will be in the same place you are right now, not having finished. And so this is something that I don't want for folks to consider, because I want you all to get through the dissertation process, and I want you all to do it quickly. And so these are the strategies I think that you can implement. And if you find that you don't have a targeted strategy and a game plan to get through the dissertation process, I invite you to join us a Done Dissertation Blueprint webinar. It is going to be on October the 14th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click the link in my bio on Instagram. If you're seeing this on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, I'll type it in as a message to you. Also, you have access to the link. But this is something that this webinar I created because I want to give you all the blueprint and give you all a plan so that you start strategizing and getting through the dissertation process. Because I want to see you all winning out here, getting these dissertations done and not being in student loan debt with no degree to show for it. Like, you all are sacrificing too much time with too many people to not have a degree to show for it. So I really want you all to start thinking about and really having a plan in place. So what I want you to do is go and click the link in my bio. You can find I've been posting on various social media platforms about the Done Dissertation Blueprint webinar. This will be a key to building your foundation to get through the dissertation process. And for those who do attend and attend live, I do have a special treat for you all that only folks who attend live will get. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you all on the event on the 14th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so with that, I'll stay on for a couple of minutes to see if there are any questions or any comments. And I know there's a little lag between when you hear me and when you're able to type something in. So I'll stay on for a couple of minutes just to see if there are any questions. And thank you to, I had Nichelle Cook, Ms. Charm Lewis, and Dr. Brown. Dr. Tiffany Brown just defended her dissertation. She's one of our clients at Morgan State University in the higher education program. And also, I got to give a shout out to Dr. Daria. She just finished her doctorate at Morgan State University in the Urban Educational Leadership Program. She was also one of our editing clients. We had the honor to edit her dissertation, but she just defended today. So I want to make sure I give her a shout out as well. And we'll do something. We'll post about her as well so you can learn more about the work that she's doing. But any questions? And again, we want to see you win, and we don't want to see you spend tuition dollars. And as you all see, there's, some of you may have the public service student loan forgiveness programs. Like, we want to make sure that you're getting all of these things and have the degree to show for it. Get rid of the student debt and have the degree. If that's your experience, having student loan debt, trying to get this doctorate. And with that, I'm just reviewing some of the other sites. I don't see any questions, I believe, but I'll give you all maybe another minute or so, and then I'm going to jump off. And also, for those of you who are in the field of adult education, definitely join me at the American Association of Adult and Continuing Education convention. I'll be the keynote speaker tomorrow for the graduate students. I'm looking forward to this conversation, talking about how do you plan to get major projects done with a focus on a dissertation. And so the strategies I'm going to share are going to be helpful for the folks in the room to get through the dissertation process. And so if you happen to be one of those people that see this live and are at the conference, make sure that you come and definitely talk to me so we have a chance to conversate about your experience, what you thought about the presentation, and everything else moving forward. And with that, I don't see any questions. I'm just checking all the feeds one more time just to make sure. And thank you to Dr. Saunders, Natasha Saunders, for actually sharing this post on LinkedIn with her network. I really do appreciate that. And again, good people, I really want to say thank you. And again, it's Dr. Ramon Goins with the Done Dissertation. I just want to say thank you for tuning in. And if you find that you don't have a plan in place, I want you to join us for the Done Dissertation Blueprint webinar happening on October the 14th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in my bio on all the social media platforms. And if you find that you can't find it, shoot me a DM wherever you are connected with me, and I'll be happy to send it to you so that you can join us on the 14th. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, everybody.